Hey guys, welcome back to probing Jool's moons in Kerbal Space Program. So today we're going to Bop. It's another one of Jool's moons that I haven't been to before, so I thought I'd check it out. So I have read about the moon itself. I know it's very small. It's a captured asteroid, and so I'm actually sending a Kerbal out this time, because I've heard there's something interesting on it, and so yeah, I built a little rover, and this was my first launch. It failed. And yeah, I failed to get this under control and it just goes a bit crazy. So, on to the next launch. Yeah, I built a little rover with the ruggedized wheels, because I plan to do a lot of driving when I get there. Because yeah, apparently there is a dead space alien on there, and that's something that you definitely want to check out. You see the little Kerbal there is extremely happy. So yeah, I've skipped the building stage. It's just a Mark II cockpit with wheels stuck to it, essentially. I did give it some RCS, because I figured, you know, if you get flipped on a little moon, some RCS will come in very useful. Yeah, just standard low orbit. I always go for a low orbit because it just uses less fuel, basically. I mean, higher orbits are probably more efficient for transfers. And yeah, there's another failed launch. Everything exploded. I was just looking at the map like, oh, I've gone slightly past the apoapsis here, and everything exploded. Yeah. Yeah, it turned out the advanced SAS unit that I had was sort of in a place where it just caused horrible structural failure. So, yeah, I'll skip the launch again this time, and here I am just finally in orbit and making my transfer burn. I actually built the launcher in such a way that I actually managed to do basically half of the transfer burn with the launch stage, which is quite impressive. So I do end up with quite a lot of fuel left. Whizzing across the solar system now. And yeah, this transfer orbit, I took the time, a very long time, to adjust it and adjust it and adjust it until it got right down into Jool's atmosphere. I did that on the opposite side of the orbit, and that did involve using the RCS thrusters, which are only on the rover up at the top, to do a 0.8 meter a second burn to get down into the atmosphere so that I could aero capture. But of course it actually lied to me. We did not skim across the atmosphere as the map told me. It actually took us on a collision course with the planet. So, yep, there we are, colliding with the planet. And just popped the Kerbal out because it's fun to watch them fall to their doom. And he's loving it, he's happy about it. Just like, yes, I get to crash into a planet for no reason. And yeah, so I went back to the transfer and just adjusted it slightly so I could adjust it later on to, you know, when I was closer to the planet. Because when you're billions of meters away, it doesn't, yeah, it's not that accurate, actually. You think you're getting down to a certain altitude, but then when you actually get there, I suppose it's chaos theory in action or something, but yep, here I am doing an aero capture. That's probably saved me, I don't know, what do you reckon, good few thousand meters a second delta V, something like that. I don't do the calculations, to be honest. I just point and go. And yeah, I do a few more aero braking excuse me, procedures to slow us down and make the transfer a bit more efficient. So I think the closer I was to Jool, the greater efficiency I would get for the transfer to BOP, I think. But yeah, here I am. This burn to get into an orbit around BOP took about 8 minutes in total. Yeah, it took a long time. It does have a minuscule gravity. And I could not get any closer than this on the transfer. I tried using the RCS to just sort of tap it into a close orbit like I did with Jool, but it was going from like 300,000 meters to crashing into the surface with like 0.05 meters a second changes. So finally landing on the final stage here. Just got those little 909 engines. Very nice for landing on low gravity moons. And in fact, I have about twice as much fuel in this stage as I really need. I mean, I used it to finalize the orbit as well, and to land. And yeah, it's a very, very small moon. Like I said, it is a captured asteroid. And yeah, the altitude, it says 19,000 meters there. But the absolute altitude is much, much lower. It has huge mountains on it. Like 20-kilometer mountains. So, thumbnail moment. And yeah, the rover is attached by a decoupler. You can just decouple it and then float it on down with the RCS. I think around about now I realised that you can't drive a rover on BOP. You can't do it. It does that. I mean, I turned off the torque. I tried using just the RCS rather than the motors to propel myself across the surface. But yeah, there's just no gravity, basically. Like almost zero. I think it was 0.3 meters per second squared, something like that. And yeah, like that happened. And I couldn't get it under control. Not with the RCS, not with the reaction wheels and the command pods. Yeah, it just you can't drive a rover on BOP. I don't know, there must be some rover design that would do it. It would have to be exceptionally heavy though. I mean, you would never get it out there, but yeah, so I just slam on the brakes and put it in fast forward until it stops freaking out and just pop the Kerbal out. Because his little EVA pack is going to be more than enough to move around such a tiny little asteroid. And yeah, it's very effective. You can just float around. And so I'm on the lookout here for a little glint on the horizon somewhere for the dead space alien. I did not look up the coordinates. I floated around for many frustrating hours. Yeah, I'm just showing a bit in here at 4 times speed. And soon it will go to normal speed when I actually spot something, but yeah, it was... Yeah, I probably should have just looked up the coordinates, to be honest. I mean, you don't get any brownie points for discovering something that's already been discovered, right? But, I don't know, it was a good feeling when I finally found it. I may or may not have turned on infinite EVA pack fuel. Yeah. We'll never know. But here it is. I saw a little glint in a little crater at the bottom of a hill. And there it is. I went and flew in to have a look. And yeah, I was being super careful at the moment because I'd gone about 10 degrees without saving it. So I was taking it nice and slow on the EVA thrusters, not crashing into the surface, because I did that a couple of times. Even though it has low gravity, yeah, if you crash a Kerbal into the surface at 200 meters a second, he's not going to be too happy about it. Yeah, I just turned on the light there. I'm sure these EVA suits used to have lights on them, but he doesn't seem to at the moment. And that is a beautiful sight, isn't it? I don't know whether that's a sunrise or a Jool rise or both. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bop is tidally locked, like most of Jool's moons. Like I haven't bothered looking up which ones actually aren't. I think maybe Lathe is one that isn't. But yeah, so I think that Bop is tidally locked, so you're always just gonna see the Jool in the same place, I suppose. Yeah, we're getting close now. It's a bit dark down here, but somehow it's catching the light. That's the only reason I could see it. I mean, if it wasn't sort of reflective like that, I probably wouldn't have seen it. Honestly, it's quite dark in that little valley. So yeah, we're quite far out here on Bop from Jool's orbit, so you don't really see any of the moons over there in the distance. Maybe just a little glint of them, but yep, it is very far out. I'm getting a bit closer now, and as you can see, it looks like a watermelon. It looks like a watermelon with tentacles. So I wish I could have got a rover over here, because I put a headlight on the front of it, so I could illuminate my path, and yeah, it would have been nice to have a spotlight on the thing so you can get a better look at it. Because as I get closer, it does become clearer, but yeah, it's still really dark around here. And there we are, landed, and he runs so slowly. Like, you think they run slowly on the moon or Minimus, it's just ludicrous on Bop. So yeah, turn on the physics warp, he does a little jig. And on the 3 times physics warp there, he was moving across the surface without any animation, which is quite funny. So yeah, I mean, I could have used the EVA pack to get closer, but I've heard tales of dodgy hitboxes on these Easter eggs, so I didn't want to crash into it and just have him explode in a little poof. So yeah, walking just for safety's sake. Safety in Kerbal Space Program? What is that? There you go, it definitely is a space watermelon with tentacles. I'm gonna just give up and use the EVA pack anyway. And yep, that's its cloaca there, somewhere in the darkness, I would imagine. We're just flying over an eyeball there, I think. It's a round thing anyway. It is bizarre. And yeah, this game is beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I suppose the fidelity of things is not, you know, sort of Crisis 3 level, you know, textures are still pretty blurry in places, but there's the art style and the majesty of the solar system and the galaxy backdrop. It's just, it really is beautiful. And there I'm stood on the top, and you can see the sort of dodgy hitbox. I'm kind of ice skating over the top there. Or maybe there is ice on it. I mean, if it was indeed a carbon-based life form, its body is probably composed mostly of water, just like humans and possibly Kerbal. So yeah, maybe there is a little sheet of ice across its back there, I don't know. But the Kerbal does slip and slide around on there. I was trying to get him to face the right way so that I could get a nice screenshot, but he wasn't cooperating. And he just fell off. I was like, oh crap, get the EVA pack on before he dies. So yeah, that is mission kind of a success. I pointlessly took a rover that I couldn't drive, but you know, you live and learn. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on Kerbal Space Program. Goodbye.